So in today's video I wanted to discuss the mystery of the future when it comes to Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now there's a few things I want to talk about here today. First of all, there'll be some stuff on Obi-Wan and Grievous and also other leaks going around as well and what my opinions are on them. Also, EA Play begins this Saturday as well, and for those of you who don't know what EA Play is, because I know there's a few of you in the comments section of my last video, basically, it's EA's own event where they just talk about their future games and also DLC for their current games as well. And finally, I wanted to touch upon why I'm still here, why I'm still uploading Battlefront, because I know this question comes up a lot. Why are you still playing the game if you quote-unquote don't like it? So we are going to get into that today. Because I know for those of you who don't watch my streams that you won't really know the answer to any of these things, and even those of you who do watch my streams, I'm going to be going into a little more detail today. Now let's talk about Obi-Wan and General Grievous first of all. Ben Walk, our community manager, claims that these are the two most highly requested heroes for the game. This has led to a lot of discussions suggesting that Anakin and Dooku should be in the game first, because obviously they are the main protagonist and antagonist of the prequels. But it is proven that Obi-Wan and Grievous are the ones people want more than anyone else. I don't think there's any question about that. Yes, we need to see Anakin and Dooku in this game. I am very passionate about that. Now, when it comes to my own personal opinion, Obi-Wan is much better than Anakin in the prequels. Ewan does a great job portraying Obi-Wan, and I'd just love to see Obi-Wan more than Anakin in this game. Not to say I don't want Anakin, I obviously do, but I think Obi-Wan would be the better choice, really. And Grievous, well, what can you say? He's a cyborg with 4 lightsabers. Of course people are going to want him, including myself. However, something that does annoy me about this game is how you have the main protagonist and antagonist of the originals and the sequels as well, but when it comes to the prequels they just threw in Darth Maul and Yoda, who are great characters, but they're not the main characters of that trilogy. Let's be logical here. If there had to be 2 characters that should have been in Battlefront 2 at launch from the prequel era, it should have been Anakin and Dooku, because they're the main characters of that trilogy from either side. However, I am on board with what Ben Walk is saying here. Obi-Wan and Grievous are the most highly requested heroes, and it's about time the fans are listened to when it comes to content being added to the game. Yes, they listened as far as progression went, but I think now is the time to just get some new heroes in that people want to see. I prefer Obi-Wan all the way over Anakin, but thinking about it, Anakin should have been in here at launch alongside Dooku. And that kind of leads me on to my next point, which is the leaks, and surprisingly not the ones that are going around at the moment, and more so the ones that I covered on my channel last year. And for those of you who don't watch my streams, you won't exactly know what I think of these videos half a year later. So basically guys, I always try to make it clear that leaks are not confirmed. The only things that are confirmed are when they are officially announced by EA. So leaks have just as much of a chance of being fake than they do real, really. But in the video I discussed, I talked about how obviously we knew about Finn and Phasma coming, but we were also potentially going to get Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme, Jin, Dooku, Krennic, Grievous, and Jango. Now let's look at this. 8 characters there. I think 6 of them have a very high chance of making it into the game, or should I say, did have a very high chance of making it into the game. I stand by the fact that I believe that hero leak was true, and when the progression had to be revamped, that completely changed things. Not only did it put them behind when making heroes, but whether you like it or not, I personally believe that in that time when they were revamping the progression because of the situation that had occurred, EA kind of lost a bit of faith in the game. I don't think they've lost all their faith in this game, but I do think their faith has been tested. I strongly believe that Obi-Wan and Grievous were going to come in February or March maybe. Then we would have got the solo season. After that in the summer, Anakin and Dooku. Maybe then the Rogue One season with Jin and Krennic. I don't know. And Padme and Jango could have worked. That was the one I was always a bit skeptical about, but I think the other 6 would have definitely come at some point, but I don't think it's going to play out like that anymore. Realistically now, I think Obi-Wan and Grievous will be the only heroes we get in this game. We might get some recycled ones from the last game, so Jin and Krennic might make it into the game, but as far as new heroes, I think it's just going to be Grievous and Obi-Wan in this game. Which is very, very sad, but this does kind of bring me on to my next point now. And this is how I've kind of lost faith in the DLC when it comes to Battlefront 2. I don't want to be negative like this, but I don't see how I can think another way right now. I want to be positive about this game, but it's very hard to right now. We haven't had any new maps in half a year, any new heroes. We've had some recycled stuff, from the last game when it comes to maps, but nothing in terms of heroes and nothing in terms of new maps since The Last Jedi DLC. So rightfully so, yes, I've lost faith in the game's DLC, and that is why I'm not excited for EA Play in the slightest this weekend. If you watch me for a while, you will know that when Battlefront 2 released, I decided to dedicate all my gaming time to that, so I don't really play anything else right now. And when it comes to Battlefront 2, well, I just don't want to get my hopes up to be let down this Saturday. And really, that's how I would encourage anyone to go into it. If you've got your hopes up for Clone Wars, I've made videos saying maybe it could be there, maybe it could not. But realistically, I'm saying to myself that let's just not get my hopes up too much here. Yes, there could be a Clone Wars reveal, but there might not as well. It could go either way. You don't want to go into Saturday thinking 100% we are going to see Clone Wars today. I think it's 99.9% confirmed that we are going to get some Solo Season Part 2 news this Saturday, and no matter what people say, I'm actually quite looking forward to using the new hand skins for the game if that leak is to be true. The Lando skins not so much because I didn't really enjoy what they did with Lando in Solo. I loved everything else but him and L3, but hey, that's not today's topic. But I'm quite looking forward to the hand skins, I have to say. Also, the Chewie skin, if that's coming, I'm looking forward to that. But we know that's coming. We know that that Solo content is going to be at the event most likely. So I don't want to get my hopes up for anything else. But then again, it is there in your mind, isn't it? It's playing on your mind. Could we see Clone Wars? It is pretty hard as well when you look at this game because I really enjoy Battlefront 2. I've always tried to make it clear, and so many people don't actually tend to listen when I say this, but I've tried to make it as clear as possible that my issue isn't actually with the current state of the game. I'm fine with that. It's the state of the DLC and the communication that's the problem. When Battlefront 2 launched, it had the whole pay-to-win progression system, everything like that. That didn't really bother me because I'm just in it for the Star Wars experience, but I understand it bothered a lot of players, so I'm glad they fixed that. But really, I've just been so immersed in this game ever since it launched. I love playing the prequel era, even if there is only 3 maps. I love playing the originals. Yes, granted, I don't like the sequels, and that's why I want era playlists so I can just leave the sequels behind. I just want to play the prequels and originals all day long because those maps are so good. Apart from Hoth, I don't like that one. I played Battlefront 1 a few times in the last month, and I have to say, when you play Battlefront 1, and then compare it to Battlefront 2, there is a huge improvement. I know a lot of people that don't really like Battlefront 2, but they love Battlefront 1, and I have to say I'm completely different to that. The hero gameplay is so clunky in Battlefront 1. Yes, it could be improved in Battlefront 2, but it's much better than Battlefront 1. The map design is so much better. Everything like that. I prefer Battlefront 2 over Battlefront 1 in every way, and I enjoy Battlefront 2 in its current form. I really do, and I can't stress that enough. So now I've cleared up that I do actually like Battlefront 2 and I don't hate it because some people seem to think that. Let's also clear up, if you're not happy with how the game's being handled, why do you still make videos on it? Why do you play it? Because I know once again, a few of you want to know the answer to this. And I can give you a very simple answer to that. I see the game's potential, and I see the game's potential being wasted because they don't add enough content to it, they don't communicate enough. Am I really going to quit when things don't go my way, or am I going to persist until things get right? One thing I do not do when I'm dedicated to something is quit. I'm very dedicated to this channel, and I will continue to pump out content. I'll continue to give constructive criticism until things get right. That's what I want. I want Battlefront 2 to get better and better as each day passes. Many of you tell me in the comments that Battlefront 2 is dead, and I've even made videos saying Battlefront 2 is going to die. I don't take back any of that. What are my opinions on this? Right now, I think the game is dying. It's not dead yet, obviously. Nobody would be playing it if it was dead. But it is dying. Can the game be revived though? It most certainly can. Not through a solo season. It doesn't matter how much solo content they give us. It's not going to bring too many people back in comparison to what Clone Wars could do. But DICE know this. Yes, DICE make a lot of stupid decisions. I'll be the first to admit that. But one thing they're not is stupid when it comes to knowing what the community wants. I strongly believe Season 3 will be Clone Wars. I don't think we're going to get as much content as we want, but I do think it will be Clone Wars, and I do feel that if that does well, it could open up a lot of possibilities for the future of this game. So hopefully this discussion about the mystery of the future has cleared up a lot of things in regards to how I feel about the game, what I hope for the future, and everything like that. If you've got any more questions that I just haven't answered here today, please let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll make a future video talking about a few more things that you guys want to know. But thank you for watching, everyone. Your support, honestly, it does mean a lot to me. I know I don't talk about it much in videos, but we're very close to 20,000 subscribers. It's unbelievable, really. And I just want to say thank you to you all, because I don't feel like I say it enough. So yeah, thank you for watching once again. I will see you all next time.